Greetings once again. Day 21. And yes, I do have a sort of head cold, which I'm treating naturally. So I may well sneeze. I'll need to blow my nose during this video. May well be a bit slower as well, since my head's a bit cold, full of cold. Anyway, happy Earth spin. Happy solstice. Happy day 21. Greetings to everybody in the world, if you're watching. If you've got time to watch what I'm presenting. And for the record again, this is just a draft presentation. It's just the beginning. Pretty sure I've already said that, but for the record, please check the maths. Do the research yourself. Check the maths again, because that's actually what it's about. That's how the world's run, is with maths. If you think it's run by words, you're wrong. Completely wrong. Totally wrong. Why do you think we need to change the calendar? What, it's just some sort of like fan club or cult or something? Really? Yeah, you need to do a bit more studying then, eh? Cycles of nature. Wisdom of our ancestors from across the planet. Don't know how many times I'm going to have to say this till finally maybe the penny drops, the numbers finally start to make sense. That's why I'm here, is to try and help to make sense of the numbers first, and from the sense of the numbers, then communicate from a place of gnosis. Yes? So, to understand my words, you have to understand the numbers. That's how it works. That's how what I'm presenting works, so you're going to have to deal with it. It may not be your normal, standard, usual way of understanding things. That's the way I understand things. So if you want to understand what I understand, you're going to have to understand it in the way I understand it, which is numbers come first, then the words. Okay? Hopefully today we'll drive that point home with today's presentation. So, greetings to everybody on your unique path. I'm not here to convince you of anything. I'm just presenting information. Do your own research. Check the maths. And get back to me if you find an error. Would love to hear from you. Truly. So I'm just going to have a bit more coffee. I've been treating myself naturally all day, and then I've been feeling like really low of energy. And then I just decided to have a coffee. Try and have the energy for this video. So there we go. A bit more information, hopefully that helps. Galactic signature. Okay. Day 21. Day 21. Solstice day. Red overtone earth. So the 5 earth, which just immediately makes me think of, fifth dimensional earth codes. The fact that that's aligning with today, I think that's pretty powerful. Potentially that means we have actually reached the point at which the fifth dimension is actually anchored in this realm. That's certainly what my work's about, is transcending the linear mindset, which is going beyond the 3D flat space world of, the Gregorian calendar is a big part of it, and all the economic nonsense and political nonsense just is another offshoot of the Gregorian, really. It all comes back to Gregorian. You always have to put the date in the Gregorian to make anything official. Have you ever thought about that? I think you should think about that, maybe. I know it has pretty names and stuff. Some of the names of the months are pretty names, but if you look at it scientifically, its foundation is a nursery rhyme. 30 days, half September, April, June, and November, all the rest have 31. That's the foundation of your science of time. Well, that's why we've, evolved beyond galactic kindergarten, or are now in hyperspace learning about fractal maths. Yeah? If you don't agree with me that being the truth, provide some evidence to the contrary. Yeah? So, red overtone Earth, 5 Earth, 5th dimensional Earth. I in power in order to evolve, commanding synchronicity. I seal the matrix of navigation with the overtone tone of radiance. I am guided by the power of life force. Yeah. There we go. Luckily, obviously, viruses can't be transmitted, not like, physical body viruses. Can't be transmitted via the camera. But it definitely makes me think, how do they transmit the amnesia virus to everybody to make everybody forget on a daily basis? Oh yeah, the Gregorian calendar. Yeah. Well, these are the sorts of things you can only understand if you look at it from a psychic level, and not just a childish, whatever you've been spoon-fed from birth is what you think the Gregorian calendar is. Or maybe you just don't want to change. You're not interested in change. Not that it's really to do with change, is it? It's to do with honouring the ancestors and respecting the earth. Because the earth doesn't function according to the Gregorian calendar. Yeah? The natural cycles, nature rules. If we want to work with nature, need to use natural calendar, eh? Which is play on words, really, because the word calendar comes from calend, the Roman concept of tax collection. Yeah? Tax collection in a debt-based society. Yeah, you think I'm crazy? Well, love to see your maths. It never adds up though, so I doubt if you're ever going to provide me with the maths. I've got incredible maths. That's how I'm doing these presentations. Definitely I recommend going and getting yourself a calculator. If you're finding the maths difficult, just go get a calculator. Yeah? It's the first computer. Before we had all these fancy, computers in our pockets and all the rest of it, which, I think it's kind of going a bit overboard. If you don't even know how to operate a calculator, but you have a mobile phone with all these fancy gadgets on it, sorry. Well, you've missed the magic. You have to add up the equations yourself to connect with the equations. You have to draw the geometries yourself to connect with the geometries. That's how the gnosis system works. You have to do the work yourself to understand it yourself. Yeah? I'm not here to do a hierarchy show, yeah? Yeah? Hope I'm coming across clearly. Try my best here. Sorry if it's disturbing you. It's nothing personal, but we have been brought up inside a slavery system which disguises itself as here for our best interests. So, are we going to do something about that? Or are we just going to keep sticking our heads in the sand? No. Dear oh dear. arrived to the fifth dimensional Earth. I am that I am. That we all are. Holographic reality. Oh yeah, actually that's quite fitting actually. That's a nice one. There, with the 5 geometries for the fifth dimensional Earth. This one's called holographic reality. So this maybe has slightly more science in it than the Gregorian calendar. Care to disagree with me? Where's your evidence then, eh? Huh? Still waiting for your evidence. That's how this works with science, yeah? You have to come up with something to refute my science. Yeah? So, fifth dimensional Earth has arrived. Gregorian calendar, no more. If you want to, enter fifth dimensional Earth, you're going to have to give up your Gregorian calendar. Yeah, that's how it works. Well, if you're not willing to go with Gregorian calendar, then you're not even willing to make the first step. Yeah? That's the first step. Okay? Right. And so it is, and so it is. And so it is, and so it is. Oh yeah, Sparky. Yeah, you probably need a bit of healing too, eh? Probably be getting all kinds of psychic energies. People blaming you for speaking the truth about the overfishing. Blessings for Sparky. Thank you, Sparky. Yeah. And you're over here as well. So no one's excluded, even the fluffy creatures. They're not excluded either. Everyone's welcome in the 50 Earth. Yeah. But you're going to have to leave your satanic nonsense. You're going to have to dissolve that in the violet flame. Including your Gregorian nonsense. Yeah. Considering the information I've presented the last 21 days, if you're still using the Gregorian, I don't actually want to have anything to do with you ever again for the rest of my life. No, this information's too magical to muddy it in that nonsense. If you're not willing to give it up, well, that's your choice. But, 50 Earths here, so it's time to choose. Choice is up to you. Here's the 5th point of the top of the crystal. Yeah. What is that? That's the combination of the 4 elements. Yeah. Making the 5th dimension, the peak of the pyramid. And I've provided those codes for our planet now, episode 14. Codes from Atlantis. Irrefutable proof. I've done the maths. I've quadruple checked it, yeah? I look forward to someone trying to refute what I'm actually sharing here in this draft form in my kitchen with my sacred handmade wand. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you think your holy scepters of Christendom and all that, the Queen and nonsense and all this, you really think they're powerful? Yeah, they're not as powerful as this wand. This is a magician's wand. Sorry. Your game's over. You're going to have to come up with a bit better science then, aren't you? Bit better science than the nursery rhymes, your foundation of your entire planetary culture. Come on then. Still waiting. Yeah, I could hold this wand here for the rest of eternity. happy to. Ah, beautiful wand. Wow, actually I've got a bit of a temperature now. Yeah. Blessed be. Yeah, if you can't handle the intensity, you know, away with you. Not interested. Bye. I'm going to present some more amazing magical information now. If you're not actually interested in paying attention and learning, where's your notebook? Yeah? Go get your notebook. Go get your calculator. Go get your pens. You could be noting down what I'm saying. You could be researching it, fact-checking what I'm saying. Yeah? Okay. So, wipe the board. Yeah, you're like, wipe the board, clean slate. Ditch the Gregorian calendar. Yeah, it's the metaphor. Yeah. Yeah, letting go is actually a very powerful thing. Yeah. Change. It's a very powerful thing. Yeah, should be respected. Yeah. Back in a second. So we're back and it's a red day, so I'm using my red pen. Zoom in. Everything I'm writing on the board I'm talking about, so if you can't read it, you know, listen more closely to what I'm saying. Day 21. Yeah. That's the number 21 in Roman numerals. That's the number 21 in Arabic numerals. So this is what I'm talking about today on the board. Conveyor belt is what's written there. 1014 year cycle, which is a natural millennium. As you can see, nature doesn't use whole numbers, rounded numbers. Yeah. So day 21 is a special day. Okay, so that's the equation there. So 19 times 33 times this equals that. So that's the flower life and time, diamond matrix, phi ratio. Natural millennium. Conveyor belt, which is the oceans, basically. Here it is. Yeah, see this? The world. The world we live in. What is it? It's an ocean world, actually. The oceans are much bigger. Yeah. Check the maths. Much bigger. Way bigger. It takes 1,000 years for the oceans to circulate fully around the planet. Well, it needs to be taken into the equations, doesn't it? So that means there's almost 1,000-year delay in all the different equations. Yep. And there's evidence of that in the science, which I'll show in the projector. So since it matches up, obviously it makes sense. And here you've got 2 sacred numbers multiplied by 1 ratio, which is what 21 is about. Yeah? Okay. Hopefully it all makes sense. If you don't believe me, do the maths yourself and check out, chapter 3 and 4 of my book. That's what they're about, 19 and 33. Yeah. So yeah, also remember from episode 4 I was talking about the 4 long counts, and there was an anomaly, 682-year anomaly. So, these sorts of delays occur in nature, yeah? Just like we have a blood circulation system, yeah? So does the Earth, only on the surface that circulation is the oceans, which are much bigger than the human species in its coastal biome thinking that it rules everything, when in fact all it does is pollute and doesn't check the maths and hides the truth from its population. Potentially, yeah, we could have a mass die-off happening pretty soon, yeah. If you've watched the other episodes, that's what's being alluded to. If you can think for yourself and you're checking other research out there, don't just rely on me. Do your own research, see what other researchers are saying. Yeah, yeah. You should definitely be doing more research yourself. And when you're doing your research, have more fun, pollute less, because nature rules. Yeah. Yeah, it's the truth. Until someone comes up to evidence to the contrary, I'm going to consider that the truth. It's certainly the truth I've lived by my entire life as an actual environmentalist. Yeah. Yeah, it's a funny old world. Funny old world. So, let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, it's mainly all just on the graphs on a projector. There are some people that say it's a 500-year cycle, which could just mean that it's got like a half tone harmonic. But it's interesting, there's all different perspectives on this. If you go and search online, it's interesting how humans aren't very good at agreeing on things or adding up things that well. And they always round them and don't look for the natural numbers. There's quite a lot of problems our human species have. And that's what today's card's about, is the world. What kind of world do you want to live in? Yeah? Fifth dimensional world, or a Gregorian cacophony of history repeating just like before, because we don't learn the lesson of letting go and evolving. Yeah? evolving, like we're taught about, yeah? Evolution. Really? Wow. Okay. We obviously have different definitions of what the word evolution means. Okay. Right. Projector time then. Maybe a bit of zoomage, like some zoomage there. There we go. 19 times 33 times 1.618. Natural millennium. No, these rounded numbers, thank you. Okay, back in a second. And we're back. And today's magic symbol is... yeah, it's an interesting one to understand that there's a difference between say-turn-ists and Saturn. Saturn is a gas giant planet in our solar system. It's one of 4 guardian planets of our solar system, which actually defend us from massive meteorites. Yeah. Yeah, that's the truth. Say-turn-ists worship their ego. They may associate that with the planet Saturn and try and get it all confused, and then you have this whole Saturnalia thing, yeah? Yeah. Say-turn-ists worship their own ego, yeah? Yeah. And disempower other people in the process. That's my experience of life, having met Satanists myself. Yeah. Yeah, that's what's happened. Yeah, that's what I've experienced, being disempowered. Yeah. Well, that's my truth. So, you know, need to get the facts right. Yeah. Because the planet Saturn with its ring, you know, it's actually a beautiful planet. You know, the human ego is incredible to think that, you know, like, wow, that your Satanists worship Saturn. It's all just word games, you know. I need to get the facts right. Like, these are gas giants. Yeah. So this whole connection, you know, Satanism and Saturn. Honestly, grow up, yeah. Like, dissolve your ego, learn to evolve, stop disempowering people just so you get what you want. Yeah. Stop being a Satanist then. Stop only just giving orders to people, taking all the money, and claiming that you run everything. Because you're a bunch of hypocrites. Yeah. Yeah, that's the truth. Yep. Check the maths then. I look forward to hearing you. So... that's a fairly obvious one you can find if you watch the documentaries talking about the 800-year lag between temperature and CO2, which just in itself, this one graph refutes the whole CO2 driving the climate nonsense. Yeah, well, this was discovered through the ice cores. Yeah. Yeah. Multiple sources as well, different proxies. Yeah, temperature drives CO2. CO2 follows. Yeah, you see that? Temperature rises first, and then the CO2. Couldn't be more obvious. Yeah, well, they don't always share the truth, do they? Because they've got vested interests. Because they're say-turn-ists. Yeah, they are. The world is full of them. Yeah, that's what happens when you lie to your population, create things like the Gregorian calendar, which everybody's so happy to just keep following. The Pope? Really? Wow. Have you seen history? Yeah. I definitely would not swear allegiance to the Gregorian calendar and the Pope if I treasured my soul. No, I wouldn't. I'd dissolve that in the violet flame of truth. Yeah. Well, it's up to you. I've done it myself. I do it on a daily basis. Yes, it needs to be done on a daily basis, otherwise, yeah. Okay. So here's a nice one talking about the conveyor belt. So that's what takes 1,000 years for it to all circulate. Yeah. Not really surprising, really, since the oceans are bigger, as has been covered already. How much bigger is the Earth to a human being? How many orders of magnitude bigger is the Earth? And how many orders of magnitude bigger is the Sun to the Earth? Yeah, and you think you rule the universe with your Gregorian calendar nonsense and all the lies, the narrative playing out dysfunction decade after decade after decade after decade. Yeah. Yeah, because you can only measure it in tens, can't you? Because you're basically children playing in the sand. Yeah, and the population obviously don't want to know about the maths, but yeah, the stock market and the people that make all the money, that rules the world with numbers, they're aware of this information. Yeah, because they use it to make money, to then control the world with. Yeah, and nothing happens to them. Yeah, nothing happens to them. People just get on with their day and, ignore the fact that we're run by a bunch of Satanists. Yeah. Well, I'm here to share the truth. If you can't handle it, away. I'm not interested. If you can't handle having the conversation with me, responding in any way whatsoever, yeah. If you can't handle it, yeah, just away with you then. Not interested. This information is far more interesting than the Gregorian calendar. Really, I'd love to hear you disagree about that one. Here's my sacred numbers for this natural millennium there, just in case you want to do the calculation yourself. And obviously, I put there theoretical, just in case you think, I'm centered in ego in myself, which I'm not. I like to quadruple check the maths, and I like to see how it all fits together in a big fractal. Because in my awareness, that's where we live. Yeah, the Gregorian calendar is like this little sliver of illusion, and we actually live in this infinite fractal universe, which is actually magical on all levels, in life, in death, and beyond. Yeah, that's the truth. Feel free to do your own soul searching. I recommend it. Yeah. And no, you don't need drugs to do it. There are paths that involve that, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There are indeed paths, but to be on that path without doing the spiritual work yourself, without the drugs, nah, it's not the same. You're not going to arrive at the same destination. But, you choose your path. This is my path. Yeah. So, you have to make up your own mind. Oh, I like that graphic. That's a nice one. That's the graphic I used from a fractal time map. I like it because it's blue and green, which is the colours I associate with our planet, our blue-green planet. Nature rules. Oh yeah, let's see. Yeah. So it would have gone to 300 parts per million CO2 anyway. So 400 parts, that's 25% humans. So I don't really see how mitigating that makes sense unless you guys never actually check any of the maths or look at any of the proxy data, or maybe you guys just can't see any further beyond your own limited egos. Well, have you done the spiritual work? Well, you need to dissolve your egos then. Yeah, several years, meditation, twice daily, several hours. Yeah, that's what took it for me. So, path of gnosis. If you want to join the path of gnosis, you're gonna have to do some meditations. Yeah, look up water vapor. See how much more water vapor, which is also a greenhouse gas, even though we don't live in a greenhouse. Let's see. Oh yeah, there was all that stuff to do with the jet streams going out of flow. Yeah, the jet streams going out of flow is a whole nother topic. Maybe I'll try and cover that tomorrow, since I just don't have the energy today. I'll make sure I cover that tomorrow. Jet streams tomorrow. Yeah. Excellent. Alright. Well, I hope you've enjoyed another show. Excuse all my sniffliness. Cyrus.org, infinitykos.net. The truth will set us free. If it doesn't, it's not the truth. May healing go to whoever needs it the most, with the blessings of the universe. Yeah. The universe that creates life. Yeah. Beautiful planet we live on. Not too sure about the humans though, they're a bit egotistical in my view. But yeah. Greetings to everybody on your path. If you can handle the intensity, then much respect. Because we do need to talk about this stuff, and we need to be willing to be able to handle the intensity. If you can't handle the intensity, I recommend doing more meditations so you don't get a feeling of overwhelm. Yeah. So, blessed be. See you tomorrow in lak'ech.